Welcome back to Moped Mischief. Today, we are going to be riding the world's cheapest moped. Now, I always find it very funny whenever people hear the word moped, the first thing that normally comes to mind is this. This is what most people think of right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a moped, that is a scooter. There is a difference. And you're going to be asking yourself, maybe, unless you don't already know the answer, what is the difference between a moped, scooter, all these things, right? So the biggest difference between moped and scooter is in the word moped, pedal. Ped stands for pedal. If there is no pedal, it is not technically a moped. There's other rules and regulations about stuff under 50cc. We don't care about all that. We're getting down to the grassroots of the problem here. And the biggest problem is people think this is a moped. It is not. It is a scooter. Now, what you might not be thinking whenever you hear the word moped is this. But ladies and gentlemen, I assure you, this is the golden definition of what a moped is. This checks all the boxes. This does not. You see the difference? You see the difference? It's right here. This is the difference. So today, we're going to be taking this blue, beautiful beast out onto the road and seeing exactly what its capabilities are. You know, we've done videos with the scooter over here. So now let's see if this thing is anything comparable. I honestly don't know what to expect. I've only ridden the blue beautiful beast a few times. The scooter, we spent the entire last summer together with that. So today, let's see what the moped can do and see if it's anything better than a scooter. We're gonna just dive right into it. Now, some of you might be going, "Oh my goodness, he has a motorized bicycle. He's out here just boring us with these motorized bicycles." Da, 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 da. Okay, what you guys need to realize is, back in the olden days, this was a motorcycle. This is the raw definition of a motorcycle. This is the raw embodiment of what a motorcycle is. You know, if you look back at the old Harley Davidsons even, they had pedals on them. It's so odd to think of, but this is exactly what the olden motorcycle was. That's just mind-blowing to think of. Now, this one doesn't exactly have the power that you would expect to get out of a motorcycle, right? But I think the point here is that we got to be able to appreciate the simplicity of a two-stroke engine strapped to a bicycle. We got to be able to appreciate the simplicity of this model and its capabilities of running on the road. I think it's outstanding. So we got ourselves a Huffy, right? That's a Huffy. If you look down here, it's the perfect fit frame. And this thing is called a Cranbrook. I don't know if we can see right in there, Cranbrook. So this is a Huffy Cranbrook bike, right? They call this bike specifically a beach cruiser. Now, why do they call it a beach cruiser, right? So while you're sitting up here, you got your big butt seat right here. I honestly don't know if this is a guy's or girl's bike, but I ain't complaining really. It's actually pretty comfortable. But it's made, if you see these handlebars here, how they curve up like such, right? So you're made to sit in there and you're able to hold on to these handlebars without straining your back at all because you're sitting in like an upright, you know, kind of position. So you're able to sit with your back straight up. They retail from anywhere between like $160 to like $240. It's kind of where I've seen them listed at. Obviously, you know, it's based off men's bike, women's bike, colorway, all sorts of different things. But from what I've seen, roughly in that area. Let's talk about this engine a little bit right here, all right? So this engine right here, this is a two-stroke engine, which that means, you know, anybody has a two-stroke weed whacker, lawnmower, anything, you know, engine-wise two-stroke, you know that there's an oil mix you got to put in with the gasoline. You can't just run straight 87 gasoline out of it. You got to add some oil. You got to give her some help. So this thing runs off two-stroke gas, right? So I did not buy this thing as a kit. I bought it pre-assembled on Facebook Marketplace from somebody else. So there's good things and there's bad things for that. First off, I didn't have to build it. That's perfectly fine. And I was able to get it cheaper than the actual kit itself because the guy who I got it from was just getting rid of it. He did not want it anymore. So That's actually a bad thing now that I'm thinking about it. So the guy that I bought this from claimed that this is an 80cc engine, and if you know anything about engines, right, it's not based off the size. The cc, the cubic centimeters, is not based off the size of the engine. It's based off the amount of compression that it's pumping out. So even though this engine, you know, if it is in fact an 80cc, this could be the exact same size as a 50cc, and you wouldn't even know unless you're out here gauging the compression that this thing is pumping out. If this is in fact an 80cc engine, that means we're looking at about 25 to 35 miles per hour, and we are looking at about 5 to 6 horsepower if this is an 80cc. If it's a 50cc, we're looking at a little bit less. I would say probably about 20 to 25 miles an hour and 4 to 5 horsepower maybe. This bike, maybe in and of itself, isn't going to make the best moped, but the bike itself was designed for comfortable riding. Now today, we ain't riding on no beach. I don't got a beach, right? We ain't riding on flat surfaces or anything like that. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going up into the trails, right? We're going to be going up into the trails. We're going to be going up onto the hillsides. We're going to be on the dirt roads, gravel roads, doesn't matter. We're going up into the countryside with this thing. So I'm going to be taking a beach cruiser moped bike. There's so many words to put into this thing, right? But we're just going to call it the moped. All right, so we're going to be taking this glorious moped up into the hills and seeing exactly what its capabilities are. So I forgot my helmet, so we're going to be going a little gingerly. Never forget your helmet if you guys are going out on a ride anywhere. Not exactly the greatest thing to do. Especially, I don't know if you guys can see, but right here it says wear a helmet. So, messed that one up. But I did remember my gloves, at least. Have some form of riding protection on. Oh, man. Nothing to see here, guys. Just riding a bike. Just riding a bike. Nothing to see here. That's right. Nothing to see at all. Now, the brakes on these... The brakes on here aren't exactly nice, but I guess they'll just have to do. So how this works, you got your clutch system right here. You hold that in while you're pedaling. Once you get up to whatever speed, you go ahead and you drop that clutch and the thing fires up. On this side, you have your throttle, and then whenever you're done with the engine, you have your kill switch right here. Pre-riding checks. Make sure our fuel is on. This is in line with the fuel line here. So like I said, holding that clutch. And we're just gonna go for it and see how we do. Pedal a little bit. There we go. Now she wants to run. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. So it took us about 3 minutes to go a mile. That's not horrible at all. I've had much worse rides in my life. That was pretty fun, actually. So on hills, it doesn't do horrible on hills. Like this hill, it definitely bogged down a bit coming up there, but I think that is to be expected. You know, I don't think I was coming into this expecting that it was just gonna fly up these hills. I mean, at most it's an 80cc engine. You're not gonna be expecting a race car here. You're not expecting a motocross bike. You're expecting, well, 80cc tops. So So far, not bad. So far, not bad at all. Let's see what else we can get ourselves into. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I must in this scenario. We lost something. See if you can tell what it is. Everything looks great. Looks grand, looks dandy, got our chain, got everything else. Yeah? Except this thing is supposed to have 2 chains. It's supposed to have a drive chain right here. From the engine to the back tire. Whenever you pedal, you have that chain. And then you're supposed to have this one. I don't know what happened to my chain. Now, I didn't hear it break apart or anything. That would have made like a grinding sort of noise. But all I heard was like a whoop sound, like it just shot off. And then I heard a noise down here in this river weed somewhere. And I'm guessing the chain's down here, but I have no idea where. Because I'm just going off of a sound. And I have scoured it for probably about the past 15-20 minutes. No luck. So now we no longer have a motor. We no longer have a moped. We have a regular bicycle with engine accessories. Because there's no firing this thing up now. We're gone. We're toasted. So now I gotta ride the regular bicycle. Luckily, we're only like a mile away from my truck at this point. So I just gotta pedal it out for a mile. That's nothing, you know. But I'm just really bummed about this chain because I searched this entire hillside here and I have no idea where it's at. No clue, couldn't tell you. So that's gonna do it for this one. Not exactly the outcome I was expecting for this video. I definitely wanted to get a lot more riding in. I probably put in a good 6-7 miles with it today. And we barely used any gasoline. Like it was doing so good on gas, everything was going great. And I should have stopped and checked the chain. I didn't. I thought everything was still going to be good. So let that be a lesson. Just because things are good right now while you're riding, things can go south really, really quick. So like I said, I came down here. I was coming down this way, and then I rounded this corner. And as soon as I rounded it, started coming up the hill. It just shot off. So what can you do? So I'm gonna go ahead and get the bike back home, get it in the garage, and hop online and see if I can't find a new chain for it. But yeah, just not the victorious finish I was looking for. But that's okay. We'll have more warm days coming our way. We'll get a brand new chain on it and hopefully get it out here and flying up and down these roads. So that's all for now. Just remember, keep on scooting, and we'll see you on the next one. Really wish I had a working engine on this thing. This thing has no gears. We're at a 1 speed. So going up these hills is not ideal. They're gonna start calling me bicycle mischief now. I don't like the sound of that.